Hello guys, it is your boy Retro Boy World here. We are back here with another gameplay for you guys on Warriors of Lore Arena, this time with Jushin. We are against Feasley, Pangoda, and Sarlong. Our team comp is okay. I feel like we have a lot of tankiness with support Longnu and Huyi as tank. Visler as tank. I am playing full attack speed Jushin, so hopefully this is going to be something that's interesting. I've never played full attack speed Jushin before. When I play Jushin, I go crit. Something tells me I probably should have went, instead of 2 Warhammers, I probably should have went with 2 Thunder Spears. I think the penetration would have been very nice throughout this match. I feel like in certain times, in certain team fights, it would have come in handy. For the most part, since I am playing Assassin, I did gank a lot. I went constantly from top to bottom to just dish out as much damage as possible. Again, I left my team hanging as the entire team went upwards, went to top lane. I try to do as much damage as possible. I'm dishing off a couple of basic attacks. I am up against a Feasley, and Feasley is pretty strong. Once Feasley gets started up with his passive, it's pretty hard to kill him at that point. He's just gonna murder you. As you see right there, he got the first kill on me. There's nothing I can do. Feasley is very, very, very strong in terms of like abilities. All his abilities at like base damage do almost over 300, and that's kind of an abnormal for. No, not really. He's an enforcer. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. Technically, they do always start off with high amounts of damage. The only thing different, I think, like Drake or Dracul. Drake is probably the only one that I know that doesn't start off with a lot of high. He's more of a tank fighter, as I can say. He's just a little bit stronger than others, but he's a little bit more of a tank fighter. So this attack speed Jushin, as you can see, is just extremely quick. As I grab the first kill on our team, I was able to do that fairly quickly. So let me break down to you Jushin's build if you don't know his kit already. His first ability allows him to vanish for I think about 6 to 7 seconds, which lets you get the surprise on the enemy as an assassin. His second ability delivers these shadow clones that basically all gather up and attack one single enemy. They do a fuck ton of damage if you build like if you do a lot of power. If you build power and you single in on one enemy, they do a lot of damage, especially to enemies with like a lower threshold. Like if you're at like 25% of your health, max health, then that shit is gonna execute you no matter what. You'd be rare to survive that shit. His third ability allows him to basically single one enemy out, grab them, and then slam them, which is good for engaging in team fights. That can be the starter for the team fight. Then you just kind of want to go invisible so they can't see you while you're about to pop your 3. Pop your 3 ability, grab them, slam them. Then of course use your second ability for the finishing hit. Throw in a couple of basic auto attacks simply because this is attack speed build. So his main thing is going to be an attack speed and damage. Warhammers don't provide crit or penetration. They just only provide attack damage and speed, but that's pretty much all you need for this type of match right now. It's just dishing off a lot of damage with him through basic auto attacks, because the cooldowns for Jushin's abilities are still pretty high even for an assassin, so you can't really rely on that shit too much. You just kind of have to find a way around it, and the best way I found a way around it was to just basically just go with attack speed and be able to still dish out a lot of damage, especially since I went with Visler, who can apply slow. Longnu for sure can apply slow. Visor can apply stuns, which gives me enough time to throw off a couple of auto attacks. Pangoda's 3 does allow you to see enemies that are invisible, so that is going to be something that I'm going to have to find a way around, but it shouldn't be much of a problem. So we're going to go ahead and engage on this team fight here. Where everybody's engaging, I go ahead and just throw in a little basic attack there. I let Longnu and Visler do most of the damage there. I am the assassin. My goal is not to be front lined, just to gank and just be coming with backdooring on some of the enemies. As you can see, the attack speed is kind of brutal. It does a lot of, I don't think it does a lot of damage, to be honest with you. It's just good for shredding. I should have built, I should have threw in a fucking Thunder Spear in there. I don't know why I didn't, but a Thunder Spear would have been good for penetration on attack speed. But I would have suffered some of my attack speed. So I would have been able to shred as fast as I wanted to. But that's no matter. I think a little bit of life still would have been good for Weisler, as his third ability allows him to basically knock everything back. I think if he hit a lot of enemies with that, he would gain back a lot of health, but that's totally fine. Yeah, see, his third ability allows him to push everything back. It's actually a finisher move if you can use it right. If you're really in a tough team fight, I advise to use that shit. So right now we're not doing so hot. They are 4 kills above us, but no problem. We're going to work this shit out. I'm going to go and pop my 1 here. I'm going to slowly engage on this Pangoda. I'm going to be smart here. I'm going to use my third ability to get the stun. Do a couple of basic auto attacks here. This is all I can do. And then I'm going to try to finish him off, but he is going to use his third ability. I'm glad he popped that, because if I would have pursued, I know for a fact I probably would have gotten trapped. So that kind of gave me a little insight to look, let's back off here. This is not a good fight to pursue. Let's go down and help bot. Before that, we're going to need to head to this potion, this fountain, because we're going to die if we do not hit some life soon. None the matter, I go ahead and pop my 1 again. That is your bread and butter. Go ahead and pop my 3. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop my 2, and that is a secure kill with the basic attack. We're going down bot. Got a Pangoda again. I'm going to go ahead and boom, hit him with my second, do a couple of basic attacks. Weisler was able to grab the kill and clean up the mess on that. We're going to clear this minion wave and begin to push a little bit more after Pangoda's goddamn third ability stops hitting people. Tower's already destroyed. So you can just see how fast Jushin's basic attack is. It's broken as shit. He's just throwing fast amounts of damage. I get pulled in by the Zarlong, which is scary. That ability right there, that second ability, just shreds your defense like crazy, yo. So I'm really vulnerable right now because I have had a lot of defense shred. But I thought I was going to be able to turn the fight around. But of course, Feasley comes in there and he just obviously obliterates the competition. He's a heavyweight champion. You're not beating this guy no matter what you try. He's going to pull you back in. And then he's going to pull you back in again. So you can't run away from somebody like him. You just got to fight him head on, because his kit is built around stopping people from running. He's an anti-assassin basically. He's an anti-assassin warrior. Like his kit is built for people who like tend to run away from battles fairly quickly, like Jushin for instance, or just anybody in general, like any weak character that you know likes to run away from battles. He's the guy that's basically just gonna do what he has to do. He's an anti-tank. I'm gonna get used by 2. You're gonna stop at the fountain. I'm gonna go ahead and knock his ass off with another 2, just like that. Simple as shit. Bad programming on their part. Go ahead and pop in with a couple basic auto attacks. Knock down their health a little bit. Long Nu was able to gather that kill. I'm going to go ahead and pop my 3 to give us a bit of time. Then Kui goes with the stun. Then I finish him off with my second. So we're doing so good right now. We just got to keep the momentum in this team fight. That stun by Weisler really came in handy there, because he probably would have gotten away. Because his Jushin's first ability does not grant him movement speed. It only just grants him invincibility, which sucks, but that's just how it is. I go ahead and pop my 2. That's my bread and butter as well. 2 mainly more than 1. 1 is just your way of escape, but it really isn't that good of an escape. Your best option is to use your 2. 2 is pretty brutal. Weisler managed to get a kill. We're going to go ahead and stop on this Pangoda. I finish him off with a couple of basic auto attacks. And that, my friend, will be the end of this game. I'm still kind of pissed off. I think I should have went Thunder Spear. But that's totally fine. We are 8-5 from the field. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure to like, subscribe, give me some feedback. And as always, fans, till next time, bye-bye.